What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Woblitz Media. In today's video, I 3-marked the RHM, and I'm going to be showing you how I did it. Let's get into it. So, I don't think I'll be doing any live games today. Just during my marking session, I saved some replays, which I'm going to show you. Yeah, which one should I start off with? There's a lot of them in here. I think we'll go with this one first. This is a great replay. Yeah. So, loading in here. Now, for heavies, they have a Tiger 2, a T29, a Tiger 1, and a BZAD 58. So, decent lineup. I would say our lineup is definitely stronger. We have the AC Rebelde, the Annihilator, the IS-6, and KV-4. Yeah, at this point, I did not have Tarcap, however you pronounce it. For some reason, I just realized, in the last couple games of marking session, I don't have it, so I got the camo. Very happy I did. It's very nice. My team was just kind of trolling me. It looked like they all wanted to go to med side, but they did not. So I decided, all right, I guess I'll go over here. Hopefully get a cap from AC. If you didn't know, base caps are extremely useful when marking. It's there's pretty free XP, not like literally free XP. But, it's just kind of a free way to get some XP. So, I did get spotted by the Tiger 2. He crossed, and here we're going to be it. He's at 58. I get a very lucky snap into him. Not the best idea sitting there when I was spotted, but it's alright. So far up to 626 damage, and if you look on the mini-map, we've seen most of the damage being spotted. So it looks like he's just moving up. Get a nice slap in there, he misses a shot. So that's 1,232 points we've taken off of him. The RHM's very good. Always going to be one of my favorite teammates. Yeah, so on this account I didn't have top down, so I was like, oh well. I was looking on this one. So if BZAD shoots me, I get another really high roll into him. Oh, these heavies are kind of getting my way, that's fine. So far 1,800 damage. And there's the Tiger 2. He's sitting there. I don't want to poke him because I know I'm spotted. He's kind of looking away. He doesn't, So I load a heat shell, pop on my SRC, and then full health ammo rack him. I had to throw out the LOL there. A little toxic, but whatever. Yeah, so that was pretty funny. This replay wasn't the most insane in terms of damage. I did get some nice damage out and a couple kills. The main reason was because of that ammo rack. I thought that was pretty funny. But yeah, we'll just keep on going here. And, at this point, they have 3 players left. The M41D, T44, and Object Cust. None of them are really super high health. There's the T44, full health. I had this little DK slot in the back of mine. Maybe I could also ammo rack him. I'm a trash player, so I drive into the building. But we aim in. Yeah, he didn't back up, so that was a little sad. But hey, the M41D is right here, so we'll switch to high explosive. Drive up, and 644. Nice big slap into him. Now we're at 4,300 damage. Don't get the kill, but that's still good. 4,300 damage, 2 kills. Not a bad game. The RHM is just really easy to deal damage in, so this was, going into this, I was pretty expecting that I was going to get, a nice amount of games in. A nice amount of high damage games. So yeah, this is the early stage of the mark. So you see, we got 12% on our mark, which was pretty funny. I actually had a game where I got 15%. I'm not sure if I saved that replay. But yeah, so 2 kills, 4,300 damage, and yeah, that'll put us, definitely on top of our team. And just a great carry for the RHM. I just love this tank. It's just a very iconic tank for me. I've played so many games in it. I enjoy it a lot. Alright, so here we go. Is this the right game? I'm pretty sure I had 2 on 1. I hope this is the right game. Yeah, actually, I might have had 2 on it. Okay, my bad. I think this is the wrong game. I must have saved it and then forgot to take it out, you know, because I just kind of save the good replays as I go along. For the load here, there we go. Yeah, this game was actually a loss. I think our 1357 was a troll. He was pretty terrible. And, oh yeah, okay, so I guess I kind of skipped it. But I had a better game in Normie I want to show you guys. But yeah, that game did give me my first mark, actually. It was 4K. I'm not going to show you the replay because I don't want to make this a super long video. So yeah, we're not going to show that replay. I had another one on Normandy, I thought, that was better than that one. I'm going to pause it while I go and find that one. Okay, I found it. Deeply apologize for your inconvenience. Yeah, this was the really good game that I had on Normandy. I don't think I'll show the other ones. I have 2 other ones I want to show, so I think we'll keep it short with 4 replays. Yeah, so in this one we can see they have only 2 heavies. So, you know, going into this, I was like, oh boy, you know, only 2 heavies. This is just going to be, you know, me getting spotted, nuked. I like to go to this bush by the, I guess I'm not going to look over it. Kind of over by, okay, I'm not going to look at it. But, you know the bush, which is this is actually the bush I went to here. Yeah, this bush right here. So, this is not a bad bush. A good or early game position, I would say. And, you know, the other bush down, just kind of the classic TD bush on this map, it's not a bad one. I think it gets, you know, a pretty decent amount of hate, but it's really not that bad of a bush. Kind of like down by the area my VK 30.02B is. So I was trying to aim at, you know, the spot where the lights and stuff will poke up to get crossing shells out. But yeah, so here we go. We're aiming in at the area where the forest witch is. Yeah, so started out pretty slow. No one was poking. I was telling my tiger, you know, get back, because maybe he could bait some people around the corner if they were trying to poke him, but instead he does what the ape does and sits there. Alright, so yeah, like I said, it just started out pretty slow. There's nothing really happening, Back up here, no one I can spot or shoot. Sometimes usually people on mid-hill. So I was like, alright, I'm going to move on, because they only have 2 players here. I'm not really sure where the rest of their team is. But, you know, if I just sit back here, I'm not really going to do anything. So far, not looking very good. Their team, I mean, their heavies did get bled out pretty heavy. Oh, okay. Here's the ISU 122 S, and yeah, just shoot an HE shell right into his side, taking him out. 697 damage. Yeah, because our Progetto and Tigers bled themselves out massively. And, you know, they did bleed out the, you know, the enemy heavies, but not really good enough, so I just shoot him right there. I did take the shell, but I just did not want to risk our trying to control me, and I would rather not shoot a, imagine HE people in the rear, for some reason. Yeah, so, I poke, shoot a HE shell on him, take him out, and then, yeah, this guy, I'm not sure what he was doing, he sits there, I guess he would just jump in his clips, so I'm just going to shoot a standard shell and kill him. Now that is already very good. 3 kills, that's amazing. Kills are also really great for XP, and also, as you'll see here, I believe, yes, I shot in the base. And then we see the enemy AT-7 get spotted. I saw that shell miss me. Do not have my SRC, which is rather unfortunate. I'm just going to shoot a heat shell, because, you know, actually I think I shot standard. I was planning on shooting deep, because, you know, I'll always take the safe route. RHM, you know, having 377 mils of heat pen. You know, you can pen the enemy. You do not have to worry about getting penetrations. Yeah, so, see the AT-7 up here, aiming in on him. The prototype takes the kill. Now, I was hoping that the React Tagger 8.8 was AFK, because I was looking around in here. I don't see him anywhere. So I'm looking. He's, you know, I just don't see him here. So I'm like, well, there is the enemy object 274A. So I pop on my shell reticle calibration, thinking about going for the HE, but I'm not going to risk it. I'm just trying to track him, because if you track people, and then, you know, they get shot, then it counts as assistance damage. So I shot him. It did not track him. So I pop on my adrenaline, because, you know, I wasn't expecting to get another shell in, but, you know, should have known that system was not. So that puts me up to 3,300 damage. And the only player that they have left is the React Tagger 8.8. I have not seen this player all game. Maybe you guys, Braun, Maybe you guys did, but yeah, I just didn't see him. So he got spotted down there. I guess, yeah. So I just kind of loaded a heat shell. That was kind of lucky. I won't lie. Full speed on the move. No. So I chill here. At this point, I'm like, all right, I can take a shell. I'll just poke him and shoot him. You know, we're at 846 on the caps. Looking back, I probably should have just poked in outright and then ran, because obviously I'm providing way more mobility than him. I'm not really sure why I was playing twice. Which, you know, yeah, I was just kind of waiting for him to poke. I feel like he's maybe a decent player. And then I kind of realized, oh, he can see me, I'm stupid. So I got a bonk in, and then I'm like, alright, well, I'm probably a one shot. So that put us up to 4,500 damage. Nice game for the RHM, I won't lie. Yeah, GG. I saw the caps going up. I was like, alright, I'm just going to sit here. You know, I can outmaneuver him. I don't need to try and kill myself, because, you know, that would take a lot of stuff away. Obviously, I would have loved to get the kill, which would have been 5 kills and, you know, like 4,900 damage. But, you know, I will take what I can get. Yeah, so that was a very good game for the RHM. As you see, it put me up, yeah, this is the game that put me up 15% of my mark. 4,500 damage, an ace, 20, you know, I had a brain fart. 260 assistance, 4 kills. I capped that base. Just beautiful. You know, gained me a bunch on the mark. Yeah, I should have showed this game before the other one, but I guess it is what it is. Alright, so now we're going to show you, yeah, this game I had target. This was the first good game that I had target. So, yeah, they have a really nasty lineup to be fighting in this thing, especially on such a trash TD map. Port Bay is just terrible for TDs. They have a T95, BK45 and 2B, and RH7 and ISU 152. You know, just a lot of nastiness. I hate this game. Yeah, I always try to tell my team, go this way. I was like, me too. Yeah. I mean, you know, you never really get too much enjoyment. Alright, so I decided, you know, I'm really hoping my team will come this way, because Port Bay's not the greatest of maps, but it's a lot worse when your team all goes, you know, to where base A normally is, down in town. So, yeah, and, you know, their mediums are pretty nasty also. 122 TM, you know, they're not the craziest, but they're not, you know. I mean, just on this map, you know, I don't really want to fight any of their teams. RHM, you just don't fight people. You know, you sit and you be a little rat and you get boxed out, but you don't actually fight people, because that's where, you know, you just kind of get nuked. Yeah, this is not a aggressive tank. So, FE defender to move up. I don't see anyone spotted. Of course, you know, the second I go to move up, and then, okay, so the KV4 gets spotted. I did not get detected, fortunately. So, I decided to go wide here, because I don't really have the gun impression to poke the hill. Or do I? Actually, yes, okay. I do. No, I don't. I'm really confused. I had this game a while back. Yes, I did get spotted there. So I'm going to drive over here, pop on my shell reticle calibration, and then boom, I was thinking about going for a heat shell that way, you know, I could pan his entire hatch, not just that little panel, but, you know, I was fully into him, so I just chanced the shot, and I got it. Yeah, so then I kind of want to move up into spawn. Normally, where the FE defender is where I would push. That's one of the best spots, you know, you can really push, especially TD if you win this side, and then it's actually not bad, because you can look over the whole town. But, you know, I just kind of forgot about it, and then I was too lazy to drive up there, so. I'm sitting here, I'm not really seeing too much, but I'm just really don't want to have to go and try and fight that T95, so I'm kind of watching the town. I'm like, alright, well, it looks like most of their team is blocked. Also, while Three Marking, I had all camos shut off. It's nice, because then you don't have to worry about, you know, like, goofy camos if you try to penetrate people. So, wait for the over angle, because I didn't want to shoot heat. Get a nice slap in. You know, a little bit of a lucky shell. It wasn't fully aimed in, but I'll take it. I won't complain. Yeah, so 1,200 damage, and it started off pretty slow, but this game picks up. You know, it's not a steamroller, because our team, you know, did like the worst thing they could do. Yeah, you can see the pen on RHM not the best. We love getting blocked. 3, 4, 5. So I have to load. You know, then I can also pen his up. RHM has, I mean, 377 loads of pen. Yeah, that T95. I do not want to mess with him. T95 is not fun to fight. So here he is. We're going to get blocked by a Regetto 46. Alright, so I'm just trying to get a shot on him. Okay, so I bait him. He misses. And somehow that shot bounces. He just angles up in the last second. Ooh, T95. Do not try to get shot by the T95. He shoots FE defender instead of me. I mean, hey, I wouldn't have done it, but that's completely fine with me. So I see him here. I'm not, I really don't know how that shot missed. I'm hoping this will just stand and roll kill him, but that's not my luck. Of course it doesn't. And while I was looking away, the T95 shot. So at this point, I only have 2.2k damage, and I'm at 24 health. You might be wondering, how does he pick this one? Well, you will see. So here's the T95. I'm just scared, because this is just. It's always annoying when you think, oh, this is going to be a good game, and then, you just start bleeding health, and I think they're blocking me, and flip and dies. Yeah. That's a real skill maneuver. So I try to shoot his track wheel, but it doesn't hit his track wheel. It's pretty easy if you know where to shoot it. You just, if the T95 slightly over angled, you can shoot it in the track. That was very unfortunate. But on this shot, I actually can't remember if I should have marked this. 45 on 2A, B. I guess I had a tiny bit of lag there. I do not remember that. So, I'm sitting here really hoping the Hurry Type 2 is going to move up. So I pop into my adrenaline. I see him right here, and we go boom into the roof. 572, putting us up to 3,164 damage. And with ISU here, I believe the Prog 46 clears him. I might be wrong. I was thinking, I can easily kill this T95 with a high explosive shell. So once again, we just kind of aim in on the roof. Boom, 612. He tried to go for the gun block. I'm feeling he was an easy player. I actually never checked, but I'm going to check this time. Don't remember if he was skilled or not. But yeah, so here he goes. Yeah, I'm not really sure what his game plan was, what he was really trying to do here. And then, sometimes you just have to motivate your teammates. I said some cringe stuff that made me feel like a cringe trash player to try to get the Prog 46 to go. See, I said, go! And then I was typing. You can't kill us both. Yeah. It was just funny. As I was typing, I was like, man, this is cringe, but it's true. Yeah, because if we both push him, the RHM, no idea where he is. So T95, I'm just trying to kind of maybe spot him here. He gets spotted, and then boom. I also had a little bit of lag there. I'm not sure why I was lagging, but anyway, 1 versus team. Yeah, he was not a terrible player. So that real. Oh, for a second I thought I was talking about me. I was like, what did I do? Yeah. So I was pretty sure, especially when he said report RHM. Yeah. So I just wanted to make sure because I feel like he's definitely I was pretty sure he was going to tell me if he was. Also, where was our BK-45 2A? He was AFK. Yeah, he was AFK. So, well, this game might have looked pretty easy. It really wasn't because, he did AFK all of them. So, the Prog, I load a high explosive shell. The Prog is going to get there first. Sad. But, yeah, I was thinking, you know what? At least I'll still get another shell. But I did not because he ammo racks him. So... yeah, whatever. I'll take it. 3,900 damage, but I got 2 up-tier kills, which is huge. I might have got 3. I can't remember. I really don't know who I killed. Anyway, yeah, so, yeah. 2 up-tier kills, so yeah, give me 2% on my mark. Yeah, see, it was an ace. I got a lot of XP from that game. As you can see, because at that point, your mark is crawling up. You're not going to get these... Unless you get a really crazy game, your archers isn't going to climb by massive percent. Obviously, top in the team. Even though the Prog got the ammo rack. That made me sad. I might have got the mark a little bit sooner had he not ammo racked him. And here we go. The final game of my 3 mark. Yeah. So this game going into, I was like, oh boy. Because Nube. Not a atrociously bad team, but not the best. They have, some... tanks that are not very fun to fight, such as the Object Cust, the IS-8, not fun to fight in this thing. I mean, the RHM, you basically just don't want to fight anyone. That's kind of the sad truth of the RHM. You just don't want to fight anyone, you just want to nuke them from afar, so to speak. Yeah, so We're just driving. I'm gonna go to this crossing spot. It's a really great spot if you want to, slap some people as they cross. RHM, it's not insanely fast, but it's got the mobility, power to weight, and not the best. But I got into position pretty decently fast. So I'm waiting. Okay, there be the guinea cap. So I was hoping, and then the charioteer pokes. I would have loved to slap a big bonk of an ancient shell in him. So sad, but it's fine. I was hoping he would poke here again. Alright, I'm not really seeing much, and it looks like I have my E75 in mid. I was looking for where my mediums are. Also, something funny I would just like to point out, isn't it so weird how it moves the marks on the RHM when you have tar cap? It moves them all to right there at the beginning of the barrel. I've always thought that's so funny, but whatever. Yeah, so I'm moving up. Here we go. So, this position, it can work, it cannot work, it's a pretty, but there you go, 578 into the object cost. If I'd sat back there, I'd actually, would have gotten a lot of shells in the T-32 and all these people who were just poking the corner and getting shot by the team. So I pop on my SRC. I just, it's not a super derpy gun. I'm trying to shoot them. Okay, I'll take that. Burn! Yeah, 900 ton, big slab. Ooh, that was a little scary, because you kind of realize, oh, shoot, that guy could have gotten shot by him. There's a charioteer. Now, he is a one-shot, so I was actually pretty happy about seeing him right there. I poke up and, of course, the shot low rolls. Of course, it was a pretty big low roll, too. So, it's got 580 alpha. Whatever, though. Just trying not to get shot by anyone here. And I'm looking, tiny bit of lag there. Here's the T-54E1. Boom. 1256 ammo racking. And that's great, because not only is it a lot of damage, but, that also is in a higher tier tank destroyed, which is more XP than a regular kill. Those are very nice to have, in case you didn't know when marking. ISA, dude, he's looking away. I was thinking maybe I could get another ammo rack, but I actually just decided to go for the HP damage ammo rack, so I'm not sure. Maybe I would have ammo racked him and, got more percent on the mark. But at this point, their team not super healthy. We still have the T-69. Haven't really seen him for most of the game. This is the dude that I, kind of worried about. Nothing like rolling 370. Just so you know, the min roll for this tank for a heat shell is actually 386. So that is below the min roll. Yes, thank you, Wargaming. Wargaming. Pop on my SRC. I use SRC probably too much in this thing, but, I guess I just like the feeling of bonking them. So, look at that. 5,000 damage so far. That's really nice. And they still have, EXP, who's basically dead, but we have him, boom, 595 into his track wheel. The IS-3 doesn't shoot him. Alright, okay. I'm not really sure why he didn't just shoot him. I'm pushing, hoping I can get a shell into him. And boom, I snap it. Yeah, I did not get any more damage this game. But hey, I'll take 5,600 damage. Got actually a tiny bit of assistant damage. 32, whatever, I'll take it. Yeah, so very good showcase of, where the RHM is really, really far. And that game, this game, yes, I got my mark. 4% of the mark, which is actually quite a bit, and that game on Port Bay and this game are back-to-back, because once you get past 85%, I just, once you get your second mark, it starts going so bad, it's so painful. Wargaming just throws everything that they have at you. And then at that point, all you really need are just 2 good games in a row to get your mark. So, quite obviously, we are top on the team. We got the 1 kill, but it wasn't up tier kill, pulling out an ace, and, getting my 3rd mark on the RHM. RHM, I just really enjoy it. Like I said, I'm not going to play any live games in it today, because I had, I think 4 replays to show you guys there. But yeah, that's just RHM. That's how I managed to 3 mark it. It's just so fun. On this account, I haven't played a crazy amount of games in it. I think maybe 184. But as you can see, my stats in it are not really that bad at all. There, I'm going 60. Brain fart. I'm going 60% in it with 2,000 average damage for 184 games. It's just a great tank, right? It's very easy to get pushed and killed. But overall, you know, I love the tank, and it's not a very high mark either. So I would highly recommend, if you enjoy the RHM, and you know, yeah, mark's 174, pretty low. If you enjoy the RHM, you know, you enjoy this kind of play style, and you know, you're skilled enough, and you know, you can 3-mark, I would definitely recommend trying to go out and 3-mark the RHM. Super fun. Also, if you want to know what it looks like, what the marks look like normally, we'll remove. Yeah, there we go. That's what the marks look like normally. But hey, it's a fine trade-off. I'll take it. Yeah. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. It's been me on Watt Media. So yeah, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. We're a growing channel, so I appreciate you watching, and hopefully I'll see you all in the next video. So goodbye.